Drop 3 of the most advanced language models into the world of Pokémon FireRed and tell them you're on your own. Beat the game. No controller, no human reflexes, just screenshots and decisions. Today, we're watching OpenAI GPT-5.2, Anthropic Opus 4.6, and Google DeepMind Gemini Pro 3.1 attempt to survive one of the most iconic RPGs ever made, Pokémon FireRed. And let me tell you, oh how wrong I was about how this would go. The rules of the experiment. Every model received the exact same prompt. You are playing Pokémon FireRed. You control the game using button inputs. Your goal is to complete the game. Before every move, you will receive a screenshot of the current game state. Choose the next action. Before every single move, the model got a screenshot of the last state, context of its previous move, a reminder that it could get stuck, an instruction to analyze before acting. Sounds solid, right? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Oh, how wrong I was. At first, I tested the setup locally, mainly using smaller vision models like Ollama 7B with Vision, Gemini 2.5 Flash, Gemini 3 Flash, and what I saw was chaos. Here's what would happen. Model walks into a wall, screenshot shows wall, model says, I will move forward. It walks into the same wall, again and again and again. Some models would open menus repeatedly, enter buildings and immediately leave, forget they just healed Pokemon, try to walk through NPCs, soft lock themselves emotionally. Even when I added, you may get stuck. Analyze your previous actions carefully before making your next move. They still got stuck, not because they were dumb, but because they weren't grounded in physical continuity. And that's when I realized this wasn't gonna be easy. The main event, 2,500 decisions. For the real showdown, I set up something bigger. One screen, 3 models, 2,500 decisions each. No interference, no help, just pure autonomous play. Each model would receive screenshot, last action, full context window, same instructions. And we'd measure how far they progress, how often they get stuck, whether they learn from mistakes, and cost per action. Cost per step. Most expensive to Opus, then Arrow, GPT-5.2. Cheapest to Gemini Pro 3.1. So theoretically, the most expensive model should perform the best, right? The Opus incident. The battle begins. At first, Opus looks confident, thoughtful, analytical. Then it gets stuck leaving a room. It overanalyzes. It questions. It rereads the situation. It walks into the same tile again and again and again. At some point, I ran out of patience. I literally left the room before Opus managed to. And here's the funny part. After I left, it finally exited the room, out of spite maybe. But later, it got stuck inside a building. And this time, I manually walked it outside because honestly, I didn't see a path to victory anymore. GPT 5.2, the balanced fighter. GPT 5.2 was, interesting. It showed better memory of past actions, more consistent navigation, still looping, overcorrecting, taking safe but inefficient routes. It felt like a small kid player. Gemini Pro 3.1, the underdog. Now here's the twist. Gemini was the first model I tested, and early on I genuinely thought, this one's not doing great. It made strange choices. It hesitated. It explored awkwardly. But across 2,500 decisions, it adapted. It progressed further. It escaped loops faster. It handled navigation better. It was more decisive. And in the end, Gemini won by a noticeable margin. Oh, how wrong I was. what this actually shows. This wasn't about who writes better essays, who explains quantum physics better, who sounds more human. This was about persistent reasoning, spatial understanding, memory consistency, cost efficiency, autonomous decision-making under uncertainty, and Pokémon FireRed exposed everything. Final thoughts. Watching AI try to play Pokémon feels hilarious, but it's also revealing because games like this demand planning, error correction, state tracking, adaptation, and while all three models are powerful in language, give them a Game Boy screen and suddenly they're just confused kids in Pallet Town. If you enjoyed this experiment, let me know. Next time, maybe I should do it a little better, or maybe other game, or just a machine learning instead of LLM.